think a lot of you niggas is faggots. And I don't even mean in your sexuality, even though that could be a possibility too. But you niggas just act like niggas act like bitches. You niggas act like hoes. You niggas don't stand on your 10. You niggas on fake ass pages with no profile picture talking shit, but you'll never put your face behind that motherfucker because you a. We got a lot of men like that nowadays. We got way too many that sit behind these motherfucking internet pages talking, rambling, babbling, giving their motherfucking perspectives and opinion, but they'll never stand on that shit as a man. I can't respect you, nigga. You a coward. You a coward. You just like a tether damn near. You feel me? So we just got to call it out. That's all. And that's why I'm here. You feel me? And I notice if you notice, a lot of the women on this motherfucker got their picture on their page. A lot of the women in here got their picture on their page. They standing on what the fuck they believe, even though sometimes it may be delusional. But that's not the point. The point is, fuck. At least they standing on what they motherfucking feel. A lot of you niggas can't even do that. So ladies, I'm with you when you right. These niggas ain't on shit. They just talk a game, but they don't really got no game for real, for real. You feel me? And you could just, like I said, you can look at a lot of these niggas' profiles. These niggas be on ass pages and shit. Just weird old niggas, man. A lot of you niggas is just corn dicks. You was a corn dick when you was my age, and you a corn dick if you twice my age, and you still a corn dick, nigga.
Yeah, what's up, my G?
What's going on?
What's going on? No, I was just kind of like it wasn't nothing too serious, but you had forgot to say to the early thousands. You was like, and you know what I'm saying, you was equating your generation, because I don't know if you're a millennial or Gen Z, but you was like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then you know people like to equate the early thousands, 2010s, and right now it's the same generation. And I'm a millennial.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? What did I say? Video. What did I say verbatim?
You were talking about how it was ratchetness in this generation. People was dancing on tables. It was true. I shared it. But yeah. So you was talking about this generation, which was 100% accurate.
What did I say verbatim?
Verbatim is you failed to mention the early thousands, but you said this generation.
So let's play what I said. Tell me what video was it and what was the timestamp?
Just today.
What video was it and what was the timestamp? I dropped 3 videos today. What video was it and what was the timestamp?
And I watched all 3 of them.
Okay.
It was the one. It was the one you know, nigga, the one where they acting all ratchet.
I don't know.
Shit, man.
I don't know because you bringing this up. I don't know. So what was the video and what was the timestamp?
Today, man.
What was the video? I didn't ask you about the date. I asked you what was the video and what was the timestamp.
I gotta go back to it. If you want me
so
to,
you're not prepared. So you got to come back when you come prepared. When you coming up on somebody's, you got to be prepared. As a man, you should.
Oh no, you asked me, bro. Okay, yeah, respectfully, because I'm a fan of you. But go ahead.
If you coming up and you saying, hey, you said something, and I'm asking you, okay, what did I say? Let's play it. Let's have the timestamp. You got to come with your receipts. You're not prepared. So as a man, you should know that. And you older than me. You got to be prepared. You're not prepared.
Nah, facts. But
so if you come back prepared, then we can lock in and we can get into everything you're talking about. But you got to be prepared when you coming up on here.
Okay, all right, cool, fair enough. You still don't want to debate it no more? You want to?
I didn't say I didn't want to debate it. You don't want to debate it because you're not prepared. If you really wanted to, you'd have been like, you said this at this time, and this is what you said verbatim. Make this make sense, Ant CEO. And I respected it. We could have got it. We could have talked about it. But you're not prepared. You're not ready.
Brother, listen though. You gotta listen to me on. Although this is your platform, listen. I didn't say the title, but I'm describing the video in this today.
Yeah, but we men, we don't do this. I'm supposed to figure out. You supposed to figure it out and already have it set and explain it, and we get right into it. You should already have the timestamp. You should know exactly what I said. We shouldn't do what you said. Something like that's how a broad talk. We men, we get to the point and explain it. You didn't show me anything. I ain't finna sit up here and argue with you. Come back prepared, and we can have a conversation. Get your shit together, nigga. That's how a man supposed to operate, nigga. You got to come with your shit prepared, nigga. You can't come up on this motherfucking your shit ain't together, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Come prepared, nigga. We can talk it. We can chop it up. I ain't got nothing against you, but come up on this motherfucker and be a man and have your shit ready. It's real simple. I shouldn't have to teach you that, Sam. Some of y'all niggas be older than me, man. I learned that shit when I was a young nigga. Nigga, come on this prepared and ready to go. Well, you have to come to a debate prepared. Notes, quotes, timestamps. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna say something that I failed, because you said I failed, I ain't failed shit. What I said is what I said, and I stand on it. But if you saying I said something that you feel like I should have said or didn't say, or I said something wrong, cool, that's fine. Tell me what I said. Tell me when I said it and tell me what video it was so we can play it right here on live and we can get this shit together and going. You're not prepared. You don't have your stuff together. So it's not my job to go look this shit up, to find it and be like, okay, was it at this time? You said it at the 6th minute, at the 47th second. You said this verbatim and I disagree with this. Cool, let's go. But you ain't got your shit together. So I'm not about to sit here and baby you, my nigga. You a man. Be a man and be ready. If you don't come prepared, you're going to lose your emotions to prove your point. You need facts. Yeah, and I ain't finna go back and forth. We ain't finna do all that. We men. I ain't about to sit up here and do all that. He said, she said shit. You come up here prepared, you got yourself a conversation. You ain't come up on this motherfucker prepared. And I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to tap in with you, dog. Look, the real thing that trips me out is a lot of the. I think everybody that's online with the podcast and their whole spiel is to kind of yell at women or put down women, kick them out, tell them they're not valuable or they're not valuable after 30. I think that's all incel shit. Like, I think it's all incel shit. Even if a woman value does, you say what?
So even if they correct, it's still incel shit, even if they correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so what makes you an incel?
I mean, when I say it's incel shit, I mean it's coming from a place of where you may have not been treated, too well.
What makes you an incel?
Basically, the way I see it is, if that's just it. If women don't prefer you, if women don't really treat you well.
Okay, so let's say it's a nigga that get a whole bunch of bitches, and he right about telling a woman that she ain't really got that much value. Is he still an incel and it's still incel?
I think it's incel shit. Yeah.
That wouldn't make no sense if he.
I mean,
that wouldn't make sense. If he got women, that wouldn't make no sense.
Well, incel doesn't mean indefinitely all your whole life you never got a woman.
Nobody said that. I didn't say that, nor you just said that. You just said a man who women don't prefer. So if he is a man that women prefer, and he still said that this woman with 3 different baby daddies and 5 different kids, and she's 37 and she weighs 267 pounds and she's 5'2", he's an incel by telling her the truth, because she says she want to be with a 6'2" millionaire with a 10-inch dick, dark skin, with a full beard, that's a virgin, a child of God, and own a business. You telling me that man is an incel, and just by telling her the truth?
Well, the reason why I said incel shit,
you gotta answer the question. Is he an incel by telling her that woman the truth?
No, I said incel shit as in, like, it sounds incel. It sounds like incel shit. I'm not saying that man himself.
But listen, Tony,
at that moment in time is an incel.
But Tony, you can't say something is. It sounds like something that it's not. That doesn't make any sense. That's a fallacy in your argument. You can't say something is this, or it sounds like it's that, but it's actually not that. So if I be like, man, that sounds like a bird, but it's actually a nigga standing outside of the middle of the street making chirping noises, but you saying that it's a bird, and we clearly know it's not a bird, that don't make it a bird.
I would have to know what's going on in his bedroom to really know. That's why.
Right, but it's a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. Let's just, so that's everything that we speaking on is a hypothetical. So let's just say you do know what's going on, and he got bitches.
Well, technically no, but
So
I don't know that of any of the podcasters. I don't know that.
Right, yeah, but this is the thing. You don't know if he got bitches or don't got bitches. You're the only one claiming that he's an incel.
I didn't say. I said that's incel shit.
Yeah, but like, your definition of incel shit is
incel thing.
But your definition of incel shit is a nigga who women don't prefer. You said that. I didn't say that. You said that.
Well, I didn't explicitly say they were incels. I said that's incel shit to be saying.
But I asked you what was incel shit. What is an incel? That's what I asked you. You're saying incel shit.
I said incel shit coming from a place of where women don't prefer you.
But okay, women do prefer him. It's a hypothetical. Women does prefer this hypothetical man that we speaking on. So if so that means it wouldn't be incel shit if women are preferring this hypothetical man that we speaking on.
I mean, that's just my opinion. My opinion is that if women have treated you well, it doesn't even occur to you to come at them like that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but if it's the truth, it's the truth. Women treat me very well. Women treat me very well, but I'm gonna tell your ass the truth if it's the truth. Let me ask you this: what if I'm speaking to a man? What if I'm speaking to a man?
I haven't seen you do what I'm talking about though.
Well, what you said was a dude that's just screaming and yelling and telling women that they ain't not shit. If I gave you that example of that woman that's 37, that's 267 pounds, or 5 kids, 3 different baby daddies, attitude, don't listen, and she wants Superman. And me telling that woman that she's delusional and she's probably not getting that man, that wouldn't make me an incel. That would make me a person that's telling the truth. But let's just flip it. What would you call it if it's a woman telling that to a man and she can get anytime she want and get a relationship anytime she want? What would you call that?
I would say she's bitter and butthurt. I would say it comes from.
But we just said she's telling the truth.
It comes from her failure. It comes from her failure with relationships. That's what I would assume.
Let's just say she's married. Let's just say she's telling the truth. We already got to that point. I gave you a hypothetical.
Okay, so if she's married, then she's married.
So then is it still negative? Is it still bitterness if she's telling the truth?
Yeah, I would assume it's because how she's been treated by men.
That doesn't make any sense. But you're putting a construct on something based on something that you can't factually prove. You don't know if somebody bitter or not. If it's the truth, then it's the truth, nigga.
I am saying what I would assume.
Yeah, but you have to make an assumption based on evidence. You have no evidence of nothing. You just babbling.
I don't know what goes on in none of their bedrooms.
So you can't make an assumption that they're an incel.
I can make an assumption.
But you don't have any evidence. An assumption is based on evidence.
Okay, so you're saying my assumption can be wrong, but it's still an assumption.
Yeah, but I'm challenging you on it. Everybody don't get to say stuff and then and you have to be able to challenge it. You decided to come up and I'm challenging you on your point.
Yeah, and an assumption isn't a fact. An assumption is an assumption.
Right, and I'm just challenging you on it, and I'm telling you what you're saying doesn't make any sense.
Well, okay, but I'm saying if in order for me to have evidence, if I have evidence of what's going on in their lives, then what I'm saying is either a fact or a not.
Right, and I gave you under the hypothetical, I told you that let's say the evidence goes against everything that you thought that they were. You're still saying that they're an incel, even though they get women. I don't know
that's true of any of these podcasters, though.
But I just said it's a hypothetical. Let's just say it was true. They get women. They never had any issues with women.
I still said that it would come from their experiences with women.
And it was all positive.
How would I know that?
How would you know it wasn't?
I'm assuming.
But you have no evidence. We gonna go in a circle, bro. Your logic not logicking, my nigga.
I'm assuming based off of what they're saying. I'm assuming based off of what they're saying.
We're not getting nowhere, man. Have a good day. It ain't no logical what you saying, my nigga. You just talking, dude. You just talking, bro. Your logic is going in a circle, my nigga. You not making no point. You talking to a nigga that's intelligent. You talking to a nigga that know how to make sense of what you talking about. I'm gonna challenge you, my nigga. But you gotta make sense what you up on this motherfucker. I think that's just another example of probably somebody that was raised by their mama. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no wrong with being raised by your mama, but you got to get out of that when you become an adult. And the thing with me is, I'm not saying what he's saying is not a possibility. What I'm saying is he's speaking in absolute, meaning if you say something to a woman, even if it's true, that means that it's coming from a place of trauma. Even if it's true. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. He would have had made a better argument if he was like, yeah, dudes that just say it unwarranted with no actual facts and nothing to go off of, no data. So you just going up to a woman like, yeah, you ain't gonna be shit, you ain't gonna never have no man. Yeah, you might be having an argument because you actually, the nigga not coming with no evidence. He's just talking. But if you come with evidence, and I gave a hypothetical, she 267, she 5'2", 5 kids, 3 different baby daddies, attitude, loudmouth, don't listen, strong, independent, claims she don't need a man, she don't cook, she don't clean, she's not feminine, and she want a 6'3" dark-skinned millionaire with a full beard and a six-pack and a tennis, and he run a fucking company, and he a virgin. I'm an incel, or I'm doing incel shit by telling this woman that your standards is way too high for what you looking for? That's incel shit? Come on, my nigga. And y'all seeing that shit in real time. That's what's wrong with the modern man. Y'all niggas, a lot of y'all niggas argue y'all feelings and emotions and shit. Y'all niggas argue like a broad. Why should she have to lower her standards because of her situations? Because you should make sense of what the fuck you got going on. Why should, that's like saying, okay, think about what you just said. Why should a person have to lower their standard based on their situation? So if I walk into a car dealership and I want to buy a car that costs $100,000, but I only got $5,000, that means that I can only afford the used cars and the cars that they got there under $5,000. Basically what you're saying is, if you was to work at the car dealership, hey, customer, you shouldn't have to lower your standard of the car that you want based on your situation of money. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the Mercedes G-Class with the fucking rims and the fucking speakers in this bitch for $100,000 just because I believe that you shouldn't lower your standards based on your situation. That shit don't make no logical sense, not do it. You do have to lower your standards based on your situation because that's how life works. A lot of you motherfuckers is entitled to shit. A lot of you motherfuckers feel like you deserve shit. A lot of you motherfuckers think shit just happen in life because you feel like it. That ain't how life work, motherfucker. You get what you put the motherfucking work in. That applies when you go to school. So no, you're not getting into the AP classes because your grades are not good enough to get into the AP classes. You're not getting into Harvard because your ACT scores, SAT scores, your GPA isn't high enough for you to get in Harvard. So you have to lower your standards based on your situation with every motherfucking thing in life. If you got a job, You probably not gonna get hired because your situation that you in right now, you don't work enough, you don't do overtime, you don't go above and beyond in this job, and this motherfucker do. So he finna get a raise and you not. So that operates in every single situation in life. Every single situation in life, you get what you what you put the motherfucking work in for. And what's wrong with the modern day man is a lot of you soft think that you just deserve shit. You think that you should just get shit because your mama told you that shit because you was motherfucking coddled. Because you ain't never had no real work. You ain't never got your motherfucking ass beat and got up off that motherfucker and got it back in with the nigga, or just took that shit on the chin as a man and kept it pushing. You ain't never been through nothing. Your whole life you just been coddled and fucking on social media all day typing and saying dumb ass. That's what's wrong with a lot of you niggas, and that's what the live is about.